Hi, it's Ileana, and today I am going to be talking about some of my life updates and what's going on with me. I've been doing some interesting work. I've been writing a new book called Messages from a Star Traveler, Research Archive, Volume 1, where I talk about many of my life experiences going back to 2015 to 2021. Extraterrestrials, secret space program. My remote viewing work is included in the book, a lot of my remote viewing projects, spirituality, ascension stuff, and a lot of, through what I've gone through, again, the secret space program stuff, extraterrestrial experiences, contacts, abductions, everything is in the book. It's a premium PDF copy. It's 1,374 pages. So that's why I've been away for a couple of weeks writing the book. I'm fine. Everything is okay with me. Personally, I'm still here. I've just been writing the book, and I've had some things going on with Facebook not working properly, and they removed my Messages from a Star Traveler page and other pages. So they've removed a lot of that stuff. So this is why I wrote the book recently. I transferred everything that was in Messages from a Star Traveler. I transferred it into the book. So everything from 2015 to 2021 is now in the book. Because I wanted to archive everything, all my experiences, and add some more experiences in. So the way that I'll be now doing that stuff is through the books. People can get to know me, my experiences. I also include a lot of medical research and research that I've done in general over these different phenomena that I've experienced. So it's just not just my experiences that are in the book. There's also research and evidentiary things to back up my claims, even though I don't try to verify anything, or I don't try to create evidence, but there is evidence to back up some of the things that I've been talking about that's coming up in articles about regenerative medicine, technologies, changes. So that's all in the book and in future volumes of books that will come out in this series, because it's going to be a series of books. I constantly get uploads and downloads of information about experiences, phenomenon, ET contacts, even the secret space program, because I still communicate with some of my colleagues psychically from the cybernetics labs, even though I'm not active in the secret space program with planetary corporations. I still psychically communicate with my colleagues that I worked with. So especially Diara, she's the neurorobotics specialist and cybernetics specialist. I still psychically talk to her. And some other folks, I talked to Zagor, the reptilian insectoid hybrid. He is very much up on what's going on in Dark Fleet, what's happening on Mars. And recently, there's information coming out that the Madre and the Dries, the negative tall grays, have been removed from Phobos and Deimos, the moons of Mars and Mars itself. That's interesting information. And to some extent, I do believe that's real. So that's interesting. And I had experiences with the Maitre, ETs hurting somebody who was very close to me in Atlantis 2 million years ago. And this person was trapped under a Marumuru in very primitive cryogenic suspension pod, stasis pod. And she was trapped there 2 million years ago by the Maitre Dries, these gray aliens who stunned her and put her into stasis. And she had a lot of her plasma energy drained over the last 2 million years. She's been rescued by my Pleiadian Andromedan galactic family. So she's no longer on this planet. And that's part of the soul mission, why I came to this planet, to rescue my loved one. She's my loved one of my galactic family's soulmates that I'm connected to. And I have 4 other soulmates. So I've led in interesting experiences in my galactic lifetimes. So basically, she's off planet. She was under Amaro in Peru. That's where the Meldakian tunnel systems are. And they have these interesting holographic computer systems with knowledge repositories of ancient Earth history, other planets, including Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and other planets in the solar system and beyond. So I got to see some of those Meldakian technologies, holographic technologies. And since I've had lifetimes in Atlantis, I have the genetic coding to access those computer systems and look at all this stuff. And these interesting holographic computers have maps, coordinates of the various Atlantean Hall of Records, the Egyptian one, the one that's in also, let's see, there's one that's in the Andes, there's one that's in Egypt, and there's 2 others. So that's something I also talk about in my book, in my recent book, Messages from a Star Traveler, Research Archive Volume 1. That's in the book because I had done a remote viewing of the Egyptian Hall of Records, and I included where the other 3 Hall of Records are in coordinates. So a lot of interesting, exciting things happening. So I do have some connection with the Maitre and the Dries, because they affected my history and why I came to Earth. And they affected somebody that I loved 2 million years ago when Atlantis was first created. So it caused a lot of changes in history and why I came to Earth, why I'm here, what my soul mission was. And I'm still here because from what I understand, when you come into a world like Earth, 3D, 5D reality, if you're here to retrieve somebody, if you're here on a specific mission, part of that is having an incarnation, a physical incarnation. Sometimes when you have these types of missions, I couldn't just come in and take the person away. I had to have a physical incarnation in this world, even though I didn't want to. It went against everything I believe in, because I'm used to being an energetic being as a star traveler, having the ability to have a corporeal body and an energetic body and to switch between the 2. I'm not used to having a perfectly solid physical body all the time. That's not the way I used to live as the Andromedan Pleiadian hybrid, or when I was the L Andromedan hybrid, or when I was purely L. I've had various lifetimes as different galactic beings, and also my star traveler lifetime with Akira, the soulmate who got trapped by the Greys. Yes, she was female. I've had male and female soulmates, and I have 5 of them. So there's a lot of interesting history about me that I've never really talked about. The people that I love are not based on gender, male or female. It's based on what's in the person's soul, who I love or who I choose to love or who comes into my inner circle. I look at people's souls, what's within, not the outer appearance. I don't judge on appearance. When I meet people, I connect to the soul level, what's within your soul frequency. That's how I connect to people. As a psychic, as an Akashic reader, as an intuitive medium, as an empath, I connect on the soul level, purely on the soul level. It's not about physical appearances. It's not about those things. It's about who you are on the soul level, deep within. What is your soul? I connect to you on the soul level, to everybody. That's how I connect to people and beings and things and planets, anything that's living. I connect on the soul level first. Appearances and gender, that's not the first thing I look at. Not by all means, not by any means. It's what's in the soul, what's within the heart. That's my connections to beings and people and things. So I was very saddened that the Maitres trapped my soulmate on Earth 2 million years ago. And that's how I found out about Atlantis in 2014, that I had this Atlantean connection with Atlantean lifetimes from my past as a mermaid, as a geneticist. I was on the Atlantean Council of Healers, on the Atlantean Council of 12, the healers. I had been a crystal healer working with the crystal towers. I had had a mermaid lifetime near the island of Poseidon, or Poseidon's Island, as you call it. And there was four epochs of Atlantis going down. Original Atlantis was created 2 million years ago, 2 million years ago on Earth. It was connected to several ET species: Arcturians, Pleiadians, Andromedans, Maldakians. They were the major species that contributed to the idea of creating Atlantean outposts here on Earth to upgrade the genetics of the Neanderthals, Cro-Magnons, and other hominid species of primitive humanoids that were already living on Earth, and they didn't come from apes. Human evolution didn't come from apes. So these primitive humanoids were already on Earth, and their DNA was to be upgraded through the Atlantean project, experiment, whatever you want to call it, through having outposts of humanoid ETs coming to live on Earth to upgrade the genetics of the Neanderthals, Cro-Magnons, Australopithecus, and et cetera, to become Homo sapiens, what we are today. This was done over millions of years, these upgrades, genetic upgrades to expand their minds, to expand their intelligence, to change their body types. But the Atlanteans weren't to interfere with the humans on Earth. That's why they had their own separate outposts in South America, Asia, Egypt, Antarctica, Indonesia, India. They had outposts all over the world on the largest continents and a bit in Europe as well. They lived in their outposts as groups together, the ET groups, and they looked humanoid. So, but then the Neanderthals, Cro-Magnon, they didn't see them. Their genetics were upgraded energetically through energetic frequencies. And there was a lot of Maldakian tunnel systems, underground tunnel systems, going from Egypt, North America, Tibet, Antarctica, so many underground facilities. That's how everything is interconnected, going to inner Earth as well. And I never had a lifetime on Maldak, which was the planet that was destroyed. And the Maldakians did migrate for a time here on Earth, but they created Atlantis before their planet was destroyed. So that was 2 million years ago. Their planet was destroyed almost 600,000 years ago. So there's a lot of going back and forth with dating things. That's other projects I worked on. I've been doing a lot of remote viewing concerning the epochs of Atlantis, what happened 800,000 years ago, 200,000 years ago, 80,000 years ago, 9,500, 64,000 years ago. That kind of stuff I've been working on. It's part of my projects, wanting to know more about Atlantis and my heritage and the lifetimes that I've had there. So that's what I've been working on as well. So I'm here, I'm fine. I'm still making videos and I will continue to make videos, but I do have other projects that I'm working on. So, sometimes I'll make more videos, sometimes a little less. It depends on my project schedules. But I'm here. I'm going to be here. I'm still on doing my work, my spiritual work, my healing work, my psychic work. You know, I really love writing books. I really love soul expansion, expanding my horizons and working on book projects. That's going to be one of my priorities, and hopefully to teach new courses at some point next year. So I'll be taking time to do that, to write new course materials. And I do have goals and projects for the future. Those are some of the things I'll be working on. So my focus will be on many different things, including videos and some remote viewing stuff, some psychic stuff. So I'll continue to make videos and do talks and stuff. But I'm really enjoying the book writing process. So that's going to be part of doing that work. I'm working on 2 books right now. So those are some of my major projects and will continue to be. Yeah, so Messages from a Star Traveler Research Archive is the latest book, volume 1. It's a very beautiful book. It took 5 weeks to write. I really enjoyed it because I got to see the chronological order of all my experiences, the research that I had done, again, the stuff with the secret space program, planetary corporations, Zagor, the reptilian insectoid hybrid, he's in the book. There's info about him and other beings. And again, this book involves a lot of my own experiences, psychic stuff, psychic readings, tarot card reading, that UFO report stuff, that's in the book. UFO report stuff, I did a tarot card reading on it and I did a whole report. So I'm including that. I'm including the remote viewing data on Area 51, S1 through S6 underground biological facilities. So there's a lot of awesome, cool things in this book. A lot of chronology, all my timeline stuff, secret space program timeline. You know, there's interesting tidbits of information in this book and in the other book that I'm working on, volume 2. You know, you see the chronology of my experience evolution and the experiences that were happening to me, what I was doing, how I was doing it. That's all in the book. And it's formatted as a research archive. It's still in a book format, but it's very much unique and different from the usual stuff of how books are created. And it's a PDF copy. And I'll include the link where, if you're interested in the book, where you can get it and how. So I'll include that in the links for people to find. And it's just a very beautiful project that I enjoyed working on, and still am working volume 2. I'm working on the next volume, the next progression of the other book in the series. So I'm just dedicated to spirituality, to enlightenment, soul advancement, and continuing to create beautiful content and information for people to explore and grow on their spiritual paths. So those are the projects I'll be working on and doing. And I'm just very happy to be able to show this beautiful book. So this is what the new book looks like, Messages from a Star Traveler Research Archive, Volume 1. And again, in this book, I share a lot of my experiences about the secret space program, my contact experiences, abduction experiences, early abduction experiences with reptilians. I discuss my connection to the L race, that are the 12th dimensional beings who can shapeshift. They can have human form, or they can be energetics. They could be pure energy beings. So I talk about them a lot. I talk about all my experiences going back from 2015 all the way to now where we are in 2021. So this book is very special and dear to my heart. So this is my new project, and anyone who's interested, it's on my website. They can go have a look if they want to purchase the book or just have a look. So it's on my website, and the links will be below with all the information about the book. And it's just a very beautiful book. It's 1,374 pages. And the reason why I put it in PDF quality, HD PDF format, is because it is a big book. It has a lot of write-ups, and this book, it has a lot of images, like color images, to represent likenesses of what I was talking about and am talking about. So I wanted to have some image likenesses to represent the keywords, some of the beings in it, some of the concepts. So that's why this book is in PDF, because it's very large. So the printing would be, if it was printed, like in hard copy or paperback, it's 8.5 by 11 in PDF, and looks much bigger than that because it's PDF. So if it was in print format, it would cost a lot to print it and to buy it. So I want this to be reasonable and affordable for people to have access to it. So that's why it's in PDF format, and available through my website, self-publishing. I don't want this book to be part of a corporate machine. I want it to be self-published, to feel intimate and lovely. That's why I'm publishing this book that way. Because again, it's a lovely copy that anybody can read on a tablet, on a computer, on a cell phone. You know, it's easy. PDF is a very beautiful format to work with. It allows you to be creative with the artwork. It allows you to be creative with the writing process. So that's why it's in PDF format, and it's HD quality PDF format for the book. And I just really enjoyed doing this project, and I'm going to be writing more books in this series. So there'll be more to come. But in the meantime, enjoy, and thank you so much. Namaste.